Hey, sweetie.
I don't want them to serve time!
Only shackles, chains, and free slave labor, baby.
When will you start to get outraged?
People are scared of being fat.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. This is Dave, and we've got a lot of liberal madness to get through. Just look at this young lady. She wants to end the Trump administration in the most vile way, but today we're ending the delusion. We're going from car ride meltdowns to $45 billion in myths. The liberal waters are deep, my friends, so sit back, relax, and buckle up. We're about to enter the Lib Zone.
Here's the thing! I don't want impeachment! I don't want them to serve time! I want them taken into the city town square, hung from their ankles, and
What?
cut them from groin to chin!
Man, you are one twisted f***.
Here's my question for you.
Okay.
Do you all get the facelifts, the Botox, the incessant exercising in order to look prepubescent
No.
because you know that that is what YT men find attractive?
What the hell did you just say?
I would actually be so bold as to say probably most men. Notice I didn't say all men.
Okay,
most
thank you.
men.
Okay.
So do you do all those things in an attempt to turn back the hand of time because you know that most YT men find that attractive?
Okay, is she saying YT men? Why not just say white men? Is that a thing? Okay, lady.
Because when we look at the Epstein files, we cannot help
Okay.
but notice that these are YT, rich, powerful, excuse me,
Calm down.
rich,
It's okay.
powerful men. When are you going to start getting outraged and start doing something about this? Are you going
I
to
don't
wait
know.
for more generations of young girls to be abused? When are you going to get outraged?
Okay.
Because you can come back and say, oh, other races of men are doing this. But the bottom line is,
Does that
these
matter?
are the men who have the power, the influence, and the wealth to insulate themselves from the consequences of their actions.
So I'm assuming she's talking about the YT men.
When will you start to get outraged and do something about this? I am just curious.
Well, it doesn't matter if they're screaming at the windshield or just simply sitting calmly talking about white men. It all comes from the same liberal pool of madness, my friends. But the question is, why? Well, I have a theory, but I think this next clip will explain the science just a little bit better than I can. Let's take a look.
Hey, sweetie. Does it make
Hey.
you hungry when Pavlov shakes his bell, or is this the only ring that makes you drool?
I just realized I'm probably gonna have to explain the joke for you to get it. So
Yeah.
the joke is that Pavlov
Okay.
had dogs that he trained by ringing a bell.
You did? I've never heard this before. But go on, because I'm a total idiot.
And they would salivate because they associated it with food.
Oh.
And the right wingers have trained you to drool all over yourselves when you see this because it triggers you. So just in case that went
Stop.
way over your head, because I'm sure it did.
Totally.
I asked all these white folks here in Men's Show, it was like packed. This whole place was packed. We all on this long ass waiting list. I asked them all, I said, yo, it's February, reparations. Can the black brothers, you know, I'm here with
Yeah.
Frank Stickles. I'm like, yo, can the brothers get in here and get some Men's Show, get to the head of the line for February? And how many people say, I was like, yo, raise your hand if y'all are down to let the black brothers get in line. And only one person with the
Why would you even, why? Why would anybody let a black dude cut in front of them just because it's February? That doesn't make any sense.
dyed
Okay.
red hair, the cool sister in the back.
Of course, he's got red hair.
Said it
Of
was
course.
cool. All these people typed in Black Lives Matter. Apparently, I don't know, but you know, you try to get your reparations back by any means necessary.
So I think fat phobia as a general term is kind of misleading because it's not, it doesn't necessarily refer to the fear of fat, of being fat. It does kind of, it's kind of the root cause of why people are biased against fat people, but fat phobia is sort of the word that we use when we want to describe
somebody that's fat. Okay.
A bias against fat people, and how they live or how they choose to live their lives. But it is rooted in the fact that people are scared of being fat. It's pretty evident, actually.
Yeah, it's super evident.
People get really mean and rude because they're scared of being fat. I
don't think so.
If you sit here and you tell somebody that fat doesn't happen by eating too much, it happens by the circumstances in your life, then...
Well, I mean, I think both cases can be true. Look, I myself, I got super fat because I just didn't do any exercise and I ate. I'm definitely a night owl. So I just ate. I ate my 3 meals, 2 to 3 meals a day. I did snacks. And then the worst thing was I ate at night, like literally up to the point where I went to bed. And that is horrible. That is the worst thing you could do for sure. But anyways, you can get fat just because you eat too much. That is a fact as well.
And it might scare people into thinking that, well, what's to stop it from happening to me if it's not because people eat too much? So it is a terrifying concept because it is hard to wrap your head around, and it's exactly...
Not really. It's pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward.
Exactly the opposite of everything we've been taught.
Well, that is true because that food pyramid was totally flipped upside down because they were telling you that, eating a bowl of Fruit Loops was the best thing you could do. And that is not the case.
About weight management up until this point in life.
Yeah. I want to force everybody to use a passport inside their own country because that way the only valid passports will end up being owned by Republicans. That's what this whole voting registration bullshit's all about.
No.
They want to make sure that they can choose that only their people are the ones with valid ID.
As I understand it, if you already have a valid ID, you don't need to do the whole passport thing. It's only when you go to register for the first time to become a voter that you're going to have to use this passport or birth certificate or something more than just a driver's license, apparently, to become registered. But once you're registered, you just show up, flip out your driver's license, and you're good to go. All this other stuff you're about to hear is pure gaslighting. Don't believe it.
That's how this goes, okay? If a passport's the only form of acceptable ID for you to be able to vote, guess who controls the passports? Marco Rubio. Guess who sits at the right hand of Donald Trump, right on that couch, right next to J.D. Vance and his stain? It's Marco Rubio. He's sitting right there. He's the Secretary of State. Secretary of State's in charge of passports. Secretary of State can go over to a switch on a board and just go ahead and mark that every single Democrat in this country has an invalid passport. That's how that goes, and that's how that will go the second you let them do this. The fact that people can't see this is driving me freaking insane.
The fact that you're even saying this is driving me insane. What are you talking about?
We had Elon Musk and Doge came in at the beginning of this administration and they stole everybody's piece of data. They go ahead and run all that inside of Palantir. They put all that together with your social media. They take the Palantir data, they take the Doge data, and then they want to put it next to the voter roll data. They've been going state to state demanding the voter registration data. They even said that in Minnesota. They said, we'll pull ICE out of Minnesota. Give us all the voter rolls.
Yeah, because we've got to clean them up. You know how many dead people are on there and people that have moved? I mean, those voter registrations are absolutely a mess, and we need to clean them up. Every single state needs to clean them up.
Do you guys not see the end game here? The end game here is to make sure that when you go vote, that you have to go hand them a passport. And they'll take that passport and they'll scan it. And then suddenly it's going to come up that your passport was stolen. Your passport's invalid. We have questions about your passport. And then, oh, look at that. Suddenly on election day, because we're only going to allow people to vote in person at election day at those exact polling places for voter safety bullshit. Suddenly, all these people are going to get turned away from the polls. Suddenly, all these people aren't going to be able to go vote and have their voices heard. and actually be able to choose a legitimate government, because all these people are going to be declared individually themselves as illegitimate. And when you say to me, how can you think that this would even happen? What's the possibility? What's the precedent for this? Oh, I don't know. The story of black people in the South from 1865 to 1965. How do you not know that everything they're trying to do is an exact thing that they did to black people for 100 years in front of everybody? Damn eyes, and to the point we had to send the military down there to actually make sure that some votes got counted, and that shit's still getting cooked. That shit's still getting rocked by the same exact Supreme Court that has been installed by the same exact illegitimate government. Over and over and over again, we got to sit through this bullshit time and time again to learn the same exact lessons that y'all wouldn't have to fucking relive if you would just read one fucking book.
So this next video is going to show basically where we're at right now with AI. It is getting very good. It is getting very realistic. I'm telling you, within 5 years, less maybe than 5 years, we're going to have an entire movie that is AI, and you won't even know. Let's check it out. It's pretty good. It's Joe Rogan and Keanu Reeves, and yeah, it's a pretty fun little scene. It's not AI slop. This is actually pretty good, but let's check it out.
I was just asking about the pencil trick.
So this U.S. citizen was wrongfully detained by ICE for over 3.5 years, but not many people have heard about it because it happened under the Obama administration.
Oh, of course. The all-hallowed Obama. Yeah, if it happened under his watch, don't worry about it. He's good. He's cool. He's the cool president, so it's all good.
Now, you might say, well, that's just one mistake, and ICE is making a lot more mistakes today. Haven't you seen the news?
Yeah, of course.
And to that, I would say, let's just look at the data. Here's a quality report for ICE, starting with the final 2 years of the Obama administration, where this data first became available. Comes from ICE and DHS records, by the way. Only a 0.0225% error rate, meaning out of nearly 240,000 arrests, only 54 U.S. citizens were mistakenly detained. And a pretty clean report, given how messy this job is. You have to give the progressive president some props here. Let's compare it, though, against Trump. And
well, look at that. I'm pretty sure that number is lower.
The year of 2025, where ICE has received so much scrutiny and the left has created so much chaos, his quality report's actually cleaner. It's better. A 0.0067% error rate, meaning Obama's error rate was actually more than three times higher.
Wow.
When we're confronted with data like this, it should make us question the narrative. Could we be in a propaganda war? Much like with COVID, much like with BLM in 2020, where the prevailing narrative was that cops were going around unaliving people based on the color of their skin. Could we be in a propaganda war? By the way, Josh Howerton has done some great work exposing some of the viral ICE abuse examples and debunking them. None of this means that ICE can do no wrong, or that we shouldn't try to keep improving our approach and minimizing mistakes as much as we can, or that we should ever blindly support any administration. But the more you look objectively, the more you realize that the left's narrative is actually manipulating good-hearted people into supporting their agenda.
And that's why 2 people have died.
And that agenda is ultimately an anti-enforcement, open borders agenda that sounds loving, but actually destroys nations and harms millions of people. A great way to love your neighbor is to not fall for it.
Well, the media keeps on ringing that Pavlovian bell, and the left keep on answering on command. This next lady, who does have a nice nose ring, by the way, she claims that $45 billion is being spent on concentration camps, which is just detainment centers for those being deported. But she says because we're spending all this money on the camps, there is no money left to buy little kids lunches for their school. Oh boy, it is just the humanity, my friends, the humanity.
So let me get this straight. $45 billion going towards building ICE concentration camps across the United States.
Oh, yeah.
But a child cannot go to school and get a free lunch.
So
For the
horrible.
children not in the budget. Only shackles, chains, and free slave labor, baby.
Yeah, sounds
Well, I've been
good.
trying to find a pretty steady job for a while. I got wrongfully terminated back in October, and it's been a struggle ever since.
Does it have anything to do with your glasses? I'm just saying.
Tell me why. I Googled jobs, like full-time jobs in my area.
Okay.
And surrounding areas with my bachelor's degree in psychology, which the options are very limited to begin with.
Really? I would think a good psychologist is probably in high demand right now.
But let me just show you. ICE is not slick. They be trying to slip themselves in there. Like, I'm just scrolling through, right? Looking at jobs.
Yeah,
they're
just
all
looking
pretty
at
fitting.
jobs. Yeah, yeah.
And then we get down here.
Yeah.
And it's
What?
bam!
Oh,
like,
no!
They really thought they were slick.
Oh no! A government job. Oh my gosh, that never happens. You never see a join the army ad when you're looking for a job. No, that never happens either. Jeez Louise, lady, have you never looked for a job before?
Flipping that shit in there. Like,
well, a lot of names have been dropped in the Epstein file, and guess who else's name has been dropped? Well, I'll give you a hint. She's on the 5, and now they're trying to set a double standard. You know, if you're part of the elite group, it doesn't matter if your name's dropped. But if it's Trump, oh my gosh, the humanity. Let's check it out.
My name is in the files.
In other words, anybody can be on this list.
Well, this is my point, because I'm telling you, when I tell you people are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend. I wasn't his friend.
You were too old for him.
I was not only too old, but it was at a time.
I was too old. What are you saying, Whoopi?
You know, where this is just not. You used to have facts before you said stuff.
But Trump is on the list 38,000 times.
Well, I can't speak to him, but I'm speaking about me because I'm getting dragged. People actually believe that I was with him.
Oh, so now we care about context. Now it's just because a name was mentioned, it doesn't mean guilt. Okay. It's an incredible discovery. Being mentioned in a file isn't the same as being convicted of a crime. Who knew? So when Whoopi Goldberg says, hey, my name being mentioned in documents doesn't incriminate me. We're supposed to nod like civilized civilians and adults and just say, congrats. So now we believe in not jumping to conclusions. It's interesting timing. Because when Trump's name was floating around before anything was released, it wasn't let's wait for evidence. It was wall-to-wall insinuation on steroids. Suddenly y'all turn into human calculators. And this isn't about protecting my side. You don't get tribal loyalty from me. You get me not giving.
And that's the way it should be. This tribal loyalty stuff is kind of crap.
That's the difference. This is the lane you picked. Some of y'all only want justice when it hurts the other team. You don't want truth. You want blood when it's convenient and silence when it's not. Miss me with that shit. If the files expose people, expose them. Expose them all. If the files clear people, clear them properly. But what we're not going to do is sit here and protect people just because they vote like us. We're not doing this box pretending that this is red versus blue. This shit is purple, both of them. So I don't care who's implicated. If they're innocent, prove it. If they're guilty, prosecute it. And if you're scared of that standard being applied evenly, then that tells me everything I need to know. Take the numbers out, strip out the emotion, focus on the principle. That's it. If your standard is a mention doesn't equal guilt, then apply that standard across the board, not just when it threatens you. Right or wrong. Either we operate on facts or we operate with pitchforks. Right now, I see a lot of pitchforks coming out the barn. You don't get 2 standards, you get 1. Pick it and live with it.
I'd rather get chlamydia than strep throat. I would rather get gonorrhea than get COVID.
What did you say? What the f did you just say?
STIs are normal and worth it, and bumping uglies is one of the best things you can do in this world. It reduces stress, promotes serotonin, and makes you feel more connected to another person. If STIs are a price I have to pay to be a liberated hot bitch, then I'm willing to do that.
What's his stage name? Penicillin? That's pretty good. Feels like they're using STI instead of STD as a way to minimizing it. Yeah, I don't remember ever it being called STIs when I was young. It was always STDs. But gender dysphoria is not a mental illness, right? No balls in women's stalls by Dr. Seuss. Oh my gosh. I didn't realize he put out another book. So this is a little flashback from a couple years ago when the NHL was trying to promote these pride-colored jerseys, and they wanted all the players to wear them. And this guy was like, "Nope, not going to do it. It goes against what I believe, and you can basically suck it." And the cool thing is that just a few months later, they stopped doing this whole pride color thing, and this guy stuck to his guns, and it's an example for everybody. Take a look.
I respect everybody, and I respect everybody's choices. My choice is to stay true to myself and my religion. That's all I'm going to say.
What is your religion?
Russian Orthodox.
Did you have any concern that not participating?
Did you not hear what I just said? Can you respect that?
So something is happening with all of these school walkouts because they're starting to turn violent. The indoctrination that has been creeping into our kids' education is starting to show their fruits, and they're becoming deranged, feral children out there. Anytime somebody sees somebody with a Trump sign or anything that is relative to the right or MAGA, let's check it out.
Keep walking. Keep walking.
What's your badge number?
551.
Okay, what's the chief?
Chief Miller.
Where is he?
Down there at the protest.
Okay.
Keep walking.
What's your name again?
Keep walking. Keep walking.
RNE. Okay.
Keep walking.
No, you hit my niece.
Keep walking.
You hit her in the face,
We're
you
handling
bitch.
it, ma'am. We're handling it.
You
please.
hit her in the face with your
Please.
elbow, you stupid bitch.
With my elbow.
You don't
Ma'am,
hit
keep walking.
kids.
Keep walking.
You don't
Keep
hit
walking.
kids.
Keep walking.
Okay, why are you provoking them then?
Keep walking.
I'm not provoking.
Yes, you are. Then why the f are you over here downtown? Okay, I don't give a
Trump.
I don't give a then.
I voted for Trump.
Okay, I don't care.
Okay.
Keep walking.
You coming out here and provoking these kids while you're doing a peaceful protest?
I was
That's
peaceful.
provoking
I
them.
was peacefully protesting.
No.
I was holding
I don't
my
care.
sign.
Everyone's entitled
I don't
to their
care.
First Amendment rights.
That's
He's
provoking.
right. He's right.
It's okay.
That's provoking, especially for kids underage.
So if
that's
I had-
creepy and that's weird, you bitch.
Why is it creepy and weird?
Because it is.
Why can't they hear that some people voted for Trump? Why can't they hear that message?
Because that's weird as fuck.
No, Trump wants
You're
to
crazy,
get...
you're stupid.
He wants to get men out of the women's
Keep walking.
prisons.
No.
Women are being raped by
No.
men.
You're
You're
fucking mentally ill
There's
then.
boys competing in
You're
girls'
mentally
sports.
ill.
I'm not mentally ill.
Yes, you are.
I
don't care.
That's not peaceful.
Okay.
Keep walking. Let's get you to the car.
Hitting minors.
Thank you.
So that girl is screaming at the lady because she had a Trump sign and playing the victim, saying, "Oh, you hit me," and all that. Well, let's take a look exactly what happened to this older lady when she was trying to simply protest, I guess anti-protest, the protest by supporting Trump and holding up a sign for him. And this is what happened. Look at that. Yeah, good for you, lady. Get your sign back. Get your sign back and film it all. These kids, I'm telling you, they're feral. They're chimping out. I hate to use that term, but it's accurate. And it doesn't matter what race you are. Ay, 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 what is going on? I don't understand it. And check out this absolute mob of students that were out of school because they were on a ICE protest. These walkouts are becoming ridiculous and they're becoming dangerous. Check it out. Some parents out there have their heads straight and they are starting to pull their kids from these schools because they don't want their kids involved and possibly getting hurt and possibly dying by getting hit in traffic or something else. So this father is doing the right thing.
I'm here to check out Ada Milan because of the protesting.
You know, you got kids down there on the overpass just about got hit by a car just a second ago. About caused a wreck. Sad.
We do have admins out who should be sent.
You have like 1,000 kids on the overpass. One just about got hit by a car.
Okay, we did let the deputies know because the students that did walk out, the deputies are dealing with. They had a ICE protest on campus that was friendly and was supposed to be safe for the admin.
This is for school. This isn't for kids shouldn't even be involved in that shit. This is for learning. I have to leave work because while I'm working, I have to worry about what you're manipulating my kids into listening to. It's bullshit. It's fake media. I want my son out of here now. Can you call him up here and get him out of here?
Can I get the students? That's right.
Aiden Lalonde.
I need you to write down the students' names.
Well,
Are you
should
picking
know how
it
to
up?
spell
Are
it.
you?
It's his mother. Anywhere else you go, you say somebody's name, and you know you should
I
look it up.
understand that, sir. We just have, that's just a policy. We have the parents write their student's name.
We'll go back to class and we're good. If you stay out here, we will get your names. You will be suspended.
Good.
Okay? That is your option at this point.
Consequences. Wow. Imagine that. And look at the disbelief on that young lady. He's like, what? They're going to do what to us?
Because you are operating outside the bounds of what was granted. That event was canceled. You left school without permission. Your rights do not supersede the school. So if you understand that, that is your option. If you wish to return, Dr. Damiani will let you in that door over there. If not, I will be getting your names. You will be suspended, okay? Those are your options.
They're like, what?
All right? Your rights do not exceed that of the school.
Well, after turning your kids into the next generation of brown shirts, while you sit back and watch it happen, wake up, parents. And that is exactly what is happening. My gosh, that's pretty accurate. Start throwing hands, kids or not. You want to be an adult, you get treated like one. Kids shouldn't be out here doing this. Yeah, that's true. Poor leadership from Winters High School. What a shame. Yes, it is. Students didn't organize these walkouts. The National Association of Teachers colluded with schools to use your kid as a frontline soldier. You should be pissed. Yeah, if I had kids in school right now, they would not be participating, that's for sure. Okay, that's pretty cool. Kind of dangerous, but ooh, yay. It's going up one more story. That look when you know something really stupid is about to be said. Oh, yeah, of course, every time. And here's an example of such a moment. Let's check it out.
Would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
I think that this is such a, I think that this is of course a very long-standing policy.
And even when AOC absolutely embarrasses America, you still have these hardcore liberal freaks that'll still vote for her. Check it out.
I would absolutely vote for Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez if she ran for president.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
Yeah, so the State of the Union address is next week, February
Okay.
24th, 2026. Today is February 17th, 2026. I'm going to call it
Not
right
exactly.
now. Donald Trump is either A, going to postpone that State of the Union and be like, we're going to give it in the summer, or like some weird shit like that.
Why?
Or there is going to be an excuse as to why it has to be canceled altogether. Like,
why?
I'm thinking that at this point, I've seen how little he is doing. I check his schedule every day. He's only appearing maybe 2 times a day in the late afternoon and into the evening.
And that's still 2 times more than Biden ever appeared. So what's your point?
His mornings are empty. He hasn't been posting as frequently on Truth Social, at least over Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which is kind of rare. And you can tell that a lot of these posts are being generated by AI because there's a lot of M dashes, and anyone can go to AI and say, like, talk about this subject in a Donald Trump rant style, right?
Of course, yeah.
he's not well. And
well, maybe he's not. I don't know. The man's getting old. I mean, it happens.
This regime can't let us know that. So like
come on.
In a quasi Weekend at Bernie's style, they're going to cancel that address or postpone it.
Sure.
But let's tune back in on the 24th and see if I'm right.
What's up, man? I ain't hit a damn thing.
Must be a lefty.
You ain't hit shit.
It be like this sometimes, bro.
Come on in. Thank you. Yes, you can. Thank you, God. That's so nice. Thank you. I like her. Please.
I like him too. One thing I like about him, he keeps it real just like Grandma. I appreciate that because I can trust him because he tells exactly how he feels and what he thinks. Thank God for this president. I am filled, my cup runneth over. Because he allowed his constituents, his people to come to my house to interview me, to talk about the murder of my grandson. It seemed like nobody cared. I'm an advocate for murder. I marched. I rallied. I pulled out other families in the District of Columbia that had murders and did not have answers. Ooh. We marched and we rallied, and nobody heard me, Democrats. Get mad at me. Until this Republican sent his constituents, his people out there to interview me in my home. Have you ever heard of a thing? Then they invited me twice before Congress to testify for the beautiful bill that's going to change crime in the district. If you kill somebody, okay, you take a life, you do life. Just that simple. If you do a harsh crime, you do harsh time. Just that simple. And then we need National Guard, and which we did years ago. He brought it on. I love him. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say about that racist stuff. And don't be looking at me on the news hating on me because I'm standing up for somebody that deserves to be standing up for. Get off the man's back. Let him do his job. He's doing the right thing. Back up off of him. And Grandma said it.
You enjoying the sun this morning? Oh my God.
All right, my friends, that is enough madness for the day. Let's move on to something that puts everything into perspective. And let's see this story about a young lady who does the hard work and gets the rewards for doing it. It's time for After the Noise.
So for years, she was studying during the day, scrubbing at night, working as a custodian at Texas A&M University, Central Texas. Well, now she's about to start teaching in those very same classrooms that she used to clean. CBS News contributor David Begnaud has more.
For more than a decade, Jessica Caldwell cleaned classrooms overnight at A&M Central Texas University. She scrubbed toilets, vacuumed floors, and walked more than 26,000 miles behind a custodian's cart. But the 38-year-old mother of four had her heart set on graduating from college and teaching one day. So when her shift ended at 5 a.m., Jessica juggled caring for her children and college courses.
I was in charge of cleaning the classrooms in 2 of the buildings out of the 3 that we have at A&M Central Texas. A couple of them actually have computers in them, so I was actually able to work on my homework during my lunch break and whatnot.
And during the day, she sat in the very same classrooms that she cleaned at night. But her work schedule made it nearly impossible for her to complete a traditional teaching degree. So with some help from the university and her professors, she found a workaround. And the secret to her grit might be somewhat surprising.
I'm trying to give myself grace as far as finishing stuff. Because at the end of the day, I'm not quitting.
Jessica received her bachelor's and then her master's, all while working full-time as a custodian.
Just be persistent as far as continuing on something that you want to achieve, just keep at it and don't stop. A lot of people that have a job that they think that they don't matter in, they actually do really matter. I know a lot of people, when they hear, oh, you're a janitor, you're a custodian, they kind of like look down on that. I just want people to realize, like, it doesn't matter what kind of job that people might look down on, you do matter. It doesn't run without us, really.
Well, now she is one step away from earning her teaching credentials later this year. She's going to go from cleaning those classrooms to leading them.
With 26,000 miles, 4 degrees, and 0 excuses, that is real America, my friends. Good for her. And a big thanks to the executive producer for keeping the lights on around here. Well, I'm off to get a hot chocolate and enjoy the silence. Thanks for watching. I'm Dave, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear.